This feature is brought to you by DuPage Credit Union.
When athletes leave the sport they love, it can be tough. There's also a certain pull to a specific team or a program that an athlete grows up with. So when you look at the bench of Neuqua Valley's girls volleyball team, you see a lot of familiar faces. Charlie Edward tells us why a group of coaches couldn't let their time with the Wildcats end after graduating from their playing days.
Neuqua Valley's volleyball program has seen a surreal role reversal. An assistant coaching staff comprised entirely of former players.
I was really fortunate this year to get to have 4 of my former players back and 3 from the same graduating class who all played together their senior year on my varsity team.
Kate Kendall, Ellie Wojciechowski, and Nikki Federico, all part of a 2010 team that finished 23-10 under Coach Kelly Simon.
I'm Ellie Wojciechowski. This is my first year coaching freshman A volleyball at Neuqua.
This is my first year coaching at Neuqua Valley, and I'm coaching the freshman B team.
This is my first year coaching here at Neuqua, and actually my first year coaching all around.
Shannon McGowan is the lone coach from Simon's 2008 team that finished 22-10.
It's just really fun to be able to be back, giving back to the kids that are going through kind of what I went through when I was playing volleyball and when I was a student.
As the eldest and most experienced of the bunch, McGowan claims the duty of working under Kelly Simon as varsity's assistant coach.
All 4 of these young ladies, you know, they left a legacy when they were here.
It's not unusual for a school to have 1 former player featured on the coaching staff, but having 4 requires a lot of fortunate timing.
Ellie got hired at Neuqua Valley, so that created a pretty easy opportunity there.
After Wojciechowski was hired on as a teacher at Neuqua, there were no initial openings on the team. But within 48 hours, 1 coach left just a week before tryouts to teach at Neuqua Valley.
I love coaching, I love the game, and I love being part of the Neuqua community along with teaching.
But for Federico, it took years of hoping for an opportunity before, surprise, McGowan had resigned from her original sophomore coaching position.
I walked kind of right into it and just kind of picked up right where my parents left off, basically, because my parents were coaches here as well when I played in high school.
Which is why it was Federico's dream to return, a dream McGowan made possible by resigning. But when McGowan wanted to return after settling a tangled work situation, it was just after.
The district allowed us to have our assistant varsity position back, which they had pulled because of financial cutbacks. And they reinstated that varsity assistant position at all 3 schools. Which
paved the way to McGowan's return, as well as a tight-knit coaching staff bonded by time, coincidence, and memory.
And if you ask any of these 4 coaches, tell us about your experience when you played in the volleyball program. They talk about the bus rides.
Our bus ride that we had with my senior year.
And they talk about the team building.
Getting as close as I got with the other girls.
And they talk about, you know, just kind of some funny stories.
That was the one time she's going to trip, was on senior night running out of Wildcat Willie.
They can't even account for what their record was. You know, I mean, that's kind of on the back burner. And at the time, that's where it seems like that's the focus. But our goal in this program is to help the girls create memories for a lifetime.
Reporting from Neuqua Valley, I'm Charlie Edward, Naperville Sports Weekly.